Okay, so it is Thursday, November 5th, and Governor Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, put out basically put out wording that there was going to be no tolerance for protests moving forward around the election, and that has shown greatly. One correction, one amendment I want to make to what I said in the last video was that everybody got out with a citation. Incorrect. Some people got let go without any paperwork. Some people got like double. They got like, hey, you were on a highway without a car, and hey, you know, unlawful assembly. So apparently everybody got something different. And it kind of shows to the, it speaks to the irregularity or imbalance to what they were working with. Like, I'm going to be very 1,000% clear. If you would have asked 5 different law enforcement folks on I-94, what did you get called here for? And what is the plan moving forward? You would probably get 6 different stories from 5 different people. They didn't know why they were there or what they were going to do. They had no plan. And here's the deal. They also didn't get the physical aggression that they were hoping to get. So they showed up with the clubs. They showed up with tear gas. They showed up with live rounds. Babies showed up with live rounds. They were ready to kill. So let's not get anything twisted. No tolerance is basically layman's terms for shoot to kill. Like, they were ready to take people out. Like, live rounds, live rounds. So that being said, you have law enforcement there with deadly weapons, and they don't know why they're there, and they didn't get aggressed in any way. So there was just no way that they were going to accomplish what they were hoping to show up for. And it was what it was. So this no tolerance thing is an issue in that it's trying to quell the rage and the emotions and the anger of people in protests. And the day after George Floyd was murdered by the Minneapolis Police Department, folks took to the streets. And guess what? Then they charged Derek Chauvin. Folks took to the streets. Then they gave Derek Chauvin, they took it from 3rd degree to 2nd degree. Folks took to the streets. They charged the other 3 officers. So what we're seeing is that stuff doesn't get done unless people take to the streets. And I always go back to my father's friend. My father is an activist in New Orleans, and his friend said, you know, white folks would be like, man, voting's the ultimate civic engagement. What I always tell them is, how do you think black people got the vote? Had to take to the streets. You're not gonna, we can't vote for Derek Chauvin to get prosecuted. We gotta take to the streets. We can't vote for ICE to get the hell out of town or disappear. We gotta pull up to the streets. We can't vote for immigrants to be treated like humans, or to even get rid of the phrase immigrant and just say, you know, I don't know, figure out something like less dehumanizing. We got to take to the streets to change that language. We got to change that language. We got to change the way that the city's treating people. So we got to show up. So the no tolerance thing, surprise, surprise for Tim Walz, is that it's only galvanizing the community more to see themselves and understand who they are going forward. That being said, the plan has gone backwards, and it was a PR nightmare for Tim Walz, for the mayor, for city council, for especially Keith Ellison, and they had no plan for how to deal with that, and they just thought people were gonna they thought that we were going to stay at home while a rich old white man tries to rig an election. No. So the no tolerance thing that Tim Walz put out, it definitely did show up. However, what it also accomplished is that they basically pulled an experiment, because this is happening everywhere else. L.A., the homies in L.A., we see you. I want to say names, but I don't. But they do the same thing in L.A. And they kettle people, and they try to get them in, and they went in that damn tunnel, and we kind of saw what happened with that. But all that being said, the no tolerance thing is everywhere, but it's not stopping people, because we're going to keep showing up to demand justice, and that's really what what that is going forward. And the last thing I'll wrap up on is that there were folks in that march who had lost family members to police brutality and now are getting arrested by their murderers. So you can't brutalize and traumatize a community enough for them to shut themselves up and fall to hegemony. You can't do that. I mean, you can try to do it, but it's not going to happen. And today there's a press conference outside of the mansion. This will go out after that. And there's going to be another march tomorrow. And the action just isn't going to stop because you've already murdered people's family members. And so they're going to keep coming back. And that's just what it is until justice is achieved. So that's what No Tolerance is achieving. And we'll see how that goes going forward. All right. See you in the next video.